everyone, my name is Shanling Station and welcome back to another episode of the Shanling Station. So today I am talking to you about films again, but not just any kind of film. It's a Halloween film and it's also Tim Burton film. So basically, if you can't remember from the last podcast, 2 podcasts ago I think, I was talking about movies and I said that I hadn't watched any of the Tim Burton ones other than Coraline, and now that is a lie. I have watched the first 2 in the series of like the Halloween Tim Burton ones. So I have watched Frankenweenie and I've watched Corpse Bride. I haven't watched the Night Before Christmas yet, so I think I might watch that in between. I think I might watch that in like November times, and maybe I could say my opinion on that one. But I feel like the first 2 that I watched, so Frankenweenie, very different to any film that I've really watched around Halloween. I normally go for the cheery, happy ones, and Frankenweenie is definitely not that. But I did enjoy it. I loved that it was black and white. I love black and white photography and black and white filmology. I love all that kind of stuff, and it really kind of showed the emotions. Now, I'm not entirely sure whether every single one of those are claymation, but if they are, oh my gosh, that is incredible. The team must work so hard on those movies. I mean, the first one, Frankenweenie, was very depressing, but I think it was also depressing because I had recently, it was over a year ago, I lost my dog called Spirit, and he was amazing. I had him for about 15 years. He died nearly age 16, and he was literally kind of like a brother to me. He was so amazing. And kind of watching, also if you haven't watched these, probably don't listen to this podcast because it's going to have a lot of spoilers about the films. So basically, Frankenweenie is about a boy that loses his dog, and he wants to bring his dog back to life, so he makes that his science project. But the thing is, the dog isn't happy being dead/alive. He just wants to be dead. Because the thing is, you can't really cross the line between life and death, because everything has to die eventually, sadly. But when I thought of that, I thought to myself, like when I was watching it, I thought to myself, like, it would be quite good in a way if I could do that with my dog Spirit, because, you know, I would just love to hug him again, because he was a snow dog and he's very fluffy. So I just feel like it would be nice just to hug him one last time. Because when I lost him, I was at work, and as soon as the clock struck 12, I knew that he was no longer with us, because he was quite poorly and he was just in a lot of pain, and my mum was keeping him alive for her, and she knew that it was time to let him go. So anyways, that's kind of how I was feeling whilst I was watching it. I was nearly in tears watching it. It was so sad. Kind of the message behind the fact that, like, especially as the film is for kids, it's kind of showing kids that it's okay for pets to die, because you kind of remember them in your life. Like, you don't want to remember with half his legs or his tail falling off. You want to remember your dog like running around when it was live, you know. And for the Corpse Bride, very interesting. It was also in black and white. I don't know, because both of the boys people in it are called Victor. I don't know whether they're supposed to be the same people. I don't know. I've seen like kind of conspiracies about them being the same people, but I'm not 100% sure. I don't know if it's been clarified. But it's basically about this guy that's basically getting an arranged marriage with this person called Victoria. And then he's kind of practicing his vows outside. And he thinks that he puts the ring on a tree branch, but it happens to be a finger, and it's the finger of the corpse bride. And I thought it was a really good movie because, like, yeah, it's a bit creepy. Like, it's got that creepy ear to it, which quite a lot of Tim Burton films do have. And you kind of, especially when it comes to like films, I've studied films, and like when you watch a Tim Burton film without even needing to know who wrote it or who done it, without even knowing, you could guess by the style of the film that it is a Tim Burton film. Like the black and white, the characters. One thing that creeped me, was it the first one or yeah, in Frankenweenie, going back to that, the characters, they look so creepy. I mean, the girl with the cat, she looked like she had tiny weeny little eyes. Big eyes, but tiny little pupils. And the science teacher, oh my god, it was so scary. Free, and I was terrified. I was like, what? And then it was like when she gave the V out of the cat poop to Victor. It's like, what the heck? What the hell? That was so creepy. But anyways, back to Corpse Bride. Basically, they were trying to get married and stuff like that. She wanted him to get married to her because she thought that he proposed, and the fact that basically she was going to get married and the person actually murdered her. And the same person that murdered her was going to marry Victoria, now that Victor was apparently seen with another woman that was dead, and no one really believed him. And then at the end of the film, the Corpse Bride actually wanted to just give Victor to Victoria because she knew that she would never make him as happy as Victoria, which I think was a pretty good thing to do. It's very good. I mean, I liked the fact that, what was it? I think it was black and white until about, I think it was always in black and white, but the only thing that wasn't in black and white was the ghosts or the dead people, which were blue. So it was kind of introducing colour into the Tim Burton universe. I could also talk about Coraline. I think I mentioned a little bit in my last video, but I really do like Coraline. It's very, very creepy, which is expected. The only scene that I am very terrified of is when the mum from the other universe, or the other, dimension, whatever they call it, turns into a spider. I'm terrified of spiders, so that wasn't a very good scene for me. So that was, and she had the web, and oh my god, it was horrible. But other than that, it was really good. It's a good film, but let's just say I definitely would not have watched it as a child. I don't think any of these films I would have watched as a child because I am a huge wimp. Also, down the road from where I live at the moment, these people actually have a statue of Jack Skellington from Nightmare Before Christmas outside their house, which I thought was really cool. So, and also I think it was on TikTok as well. There was this person that had a 13-foot Jack Skellington that sang. Imagine walking downstairs and you just see a huge figure, because obviously if it's in the dark, you're going to see a huge figure. And how about if you forget that you have that thing up? That would be terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. I am thinking about watching The Nightmare Before Christmas, but I think I might watch that in November time. So then it's in between the time of Halloween and Christmas. I'm not of a fan of Christmas movies, really. There has been quite a lot of times in the past where I didn't actually like or enjoy Christmas for various different reasons. Main reason being my mental health. Mental health for me is not good during the winter times or Christmas time, but I try to make it better. Also, what else was I gonna say? My mind's gone blank. Oh yeah, on Disney Dreamlight Valley, as we're talking about Tim Burton, I have done some of the Star Path, and I think I might get the ghost dog, because I like the fact that the dog's also in every single one of the films. And also, I didn't realise when I was watching it, Corpse Bride, but Johnny Depp voices Victor, which I didn't realise until I heard, I don't know her real name, Bellatrix from Harry Potter, as the woman, as Corpse Bride, and I thought, hang on a second, I recognised his voice, and then I remembered that I'd recognised it from Sweeney Todd, and I thought, hang on a second, I remember that if she's in a film, normally the person opposite to her is Johnny Depp, so I had a look, it was on Prime. I bought Corpse Bride on Prime for about £3-4, and oh my gosh, it was Johnny Depp. I thought, oh yay. But yeah, I've never actually seen all of Sweeney Todd. I might watch it. It doesn't really seem like it's my kind of movie. I do like musicals, but I like romantic musicals, probably not ones where they're trying to murder people. So yeah, anyways, that's pretty much this podcast. Thank you so much for listening, and keep up, turn on the notification bell so that you can hear about me watching A Nightmare Before Christmas in November. Okay, bye Shanlings, bye.